Hey everybody, hope you're well. Louis here. I'm here to share with you the watch list or stalking list, the watch list otherwise known as stalking list, which I've put together after scanning all the Bybit pairs. So just a reminder, if you're enjoying these YouTube videos, please remember to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, to the TRADERCOBB YouTube channel. So it's been pretty interesting in the markets since I did my last stream yesterday. What's happened? We've definitely had a bit of buying come into the market, and I'm just going to go through with you like normal and show you what the cradle zone can tell us from that buying, and what the cradle zone can tell us from that buying, and what and what potential trades I have found. Nothing yet to take, but something to look at. So particularly those of you in the Northern Hemisphere that will be trading this session, there are a few pairs there to look out for. So let's get into it. I'm just going to add Bitcoin in here quickly. BTC, the perpetual contract. So let's just start looking at Bitcoin, and then I'll go through what I've actually. Sorry, guys. Then I'll go through what I've actually found on my watch list. So let's have a look. So what can Bitcoin tell us? Now I'm just going to enlarge the screen here. Now I've got this line up here, just identifying like a general zone I want to see broken if we see real explosive upside in Bitcoin. And I'll take that line out. Okay, so what is the cradle zone telling us here? So like what I talked about yesterday, I have this beautiful pullback on the 2 weekly time frame. Like there's quite a lot of trend there, and the trend there is very good, and that small candle closes, well, it's big, it's a bit bigger than small. That candle closes Monday next week, so I'm definitely keeping an eye on this trend of nice bouncing ball in and out of the cradle zone and a pullback and a small candle in there. Okay, so going through the list. Can you guys just say in the comment section if you can hear me okay? Just in case you got issues like yesterday. All good? Okay, so I'll just continue. So now we've got Enjin USDT. So there's this nice downtrend here on the daily. Now we'll go to the 16, go to the 12. We just have this nice downtrending. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Thanks for that. So we just have this nice selling coming into Enjin. Now we have a small bearish candle in the cradle zone there, but there's just not enough. See, I'll show you what I'm talking about when I talk about simplicity, something else we learnt about in the seminars. So there's a bit of old level coming through here. So ideally, I really want to see price pull into that old level before it, if I'm going to take a trade here. So looking here on the 16, again, lower high, and we have this pullback into the cradle zone. Let's have a look at that MACD. That MACD is divergent. I'm actually going to leave that in, guys. I was going to say, ideally, I'd want that bullish candle pulling into this level. Sorry, that bearish candle pulling into this level here. But it's not. But that's okay. I'm going to leave that in the list. I do like that. There is nice trend there. And yeah, there's not much else to say to that. Enjin, there is a beautiful trend there on the 16. So we'll have a look at the 12. It's there on the 12, but there's just something about the 16 I like more. When you've been looking at charts as much as I do, like every single day, just sometimes certain things stick out. So the 16 definitely looks better, and we have nice downtrending price on the daily with convergence, and it doesn't look like there's any major levels through there. Oh, hang on, let's just double check that. Remember, we always zoom out to look for major levels, so we don't trade into them. Look, 1 test, 2 tests, and I'll just count that a test as well, but there's almost a test there as well. So it actually looks like there's a bit of a level there, guys. So that's why we need to zoom out and check this level. I'm not interested in trading into levels. Unless you can get your 1-to-1 beforehand. So let's try and work that out. So this is cool. We're going to incorporate everything that we learned in the seminars in the past couple of weeks. So if I just use this tool here on TradingView, and let's say we enter there, but we want to go short. So just bear with me, guys. Use this tool here. So we want to enter here. We can pop our stop above that bearish candle if this was to trade. 5.61%, and you'd get your 1-to-1 before that. Yeah, so I'm not too concerned about that level. You get your 1-to-1, so you're break even before you hit that level. So yeah, one to keep an eye on if that tickles your fancy. Now on to Luna. Some really nice buying coming into Luna here. I just really like this uptrend on the 4, and we have not really uptrending on the daily, but we do have nice convergence and nice buying. Like, it looks like a contract that knows what direction it's going in. So have a look at the 4, and basically because there's trend on the 4 and nice convergence through to the daily and nice strong price action as well, I'd be open to looking at these lower time frames, so like the 15-minute and the 30-minute, and seeing if these time frames start to cycle, and if they do start to cycle, in relation to the cradle zone, I want to be looking for trades there. 100% I do. So again, this is probably one for all you traders in the Northern Hemisphere, or those of you in Australia, or in Australia that like to trade at night. So that's why Luna is in. Now on to AVAX. Again, another one with some strong buying, and like Luna, sorry, just had to wait there for a second, guys. There's trend on the 4, so we have an uptrend here on the 4 and nice convergence. The daily, however, is messy. It is not in an uptrend yet. But we do have trend here on the 4-hour, and there is convergence. So my rules dictate that I need to trade with the daily trend. It increases the probability to my trade. But I know some of you in here do like to, if you trade the 15 and the 30-minute time frames, you're happy if there is just trend on the 4. So there is trend on the 4 with AVAX, and if I saw AVAX starting to cycle on the 15 and the 30, I'd be very open to looking for cradle trades there. 100%. And we have nice trend on the 1 and the 2, so these high time frames supporting those lower time frames. All right, Sol. Okay. I'm not sure why that level's in there. Some old level. Sol. I think this was on a higher time frame. It was. Okay, so let's have a look at this for a second. Now, if you look at Sol on the daily time frame, we have somewhat of a trend. Not such a clear trend, but somewhat of a trend on the daily and a pullback into the cradle zone here. If that was small and bearish, you would have to assess that, because that is pulling into somewhat of an old level through there, right? Okay, but if you pull up the weekly, the trend is messy, yes. It is pulling back into the cradle zone deeply. Here I'm always talking about the cradle zone here, cradle zone. How is price interacting with this zone? And what can that zone indicate to me? How can that help me paint the full picture of what this trade's telling me? So, price is pulling back into the cradle zone. It is a deep pullback, although there is a small bearish candle there. Now, if you look at other contracts which display this data on the weekly a bit more, you'll see there is a trend there, and there is a small bearish candle in the weekly cradle zone. So that closes on Monday, 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, Monday. So if that's still small and bullish, I do want to know about it. I want to have a look at the trend and see if it's feasible for me to set an order with leverage. Okay, now on to ETH. Similar story with ETH, but let's start with the daily. Okay, so we have the daily time frame here. Just fix up this chart a bit. We have the daily time frame here, and there we go. We have the daily time frame here. Daily time frame here, but it's very messy. It's very undecided, and we drop down to the 4. Very messy again. No trend there on the 4, so I wouldn't really be looking to trade the lower time frames on ETH because there is no trend on the 4. However, we look at the weekly. This is where the cradle zone is so awesome. We have an uptrend here, and unfortunately, because of this big wick, unfortunately, because of the size of this candle, to place an order, if you were to trade this and you placed entry there and a stop down here, you know, that's a 20%, 20% distance. So it makes these candles a bit too big to trade. But the message is there is a weekly uptrend on ETH, and it is pulling back into the cradle zone, possibly setting up for another higher low. So that's really cool. That weekly cradle zone's intact. So what do we have? Like the title of the video, a mixture of shorts and long. Enjin could very well set up on the 16-hour. Just be patient. If that sets up small and bearish, I won't be awake then, but if I was, I would like to know about that and just reassess that, have my checklists out, and check everything off my main checklist, the essential factors checklist, and the bonus factors checklist. Luna. Beautiful trend on the 4, and it looks like there's momentum coming in on the daily. So I'd be very open to trading the 15 and the 30-minute time frames if they started cycling. AVAX, same story as Luna. Sol, what did we say with Sol, guys? Yeah, we have that. We just have that beautiful weekly pullback here, and actually, there is a 4-hour trend here. But there is a daily downtrend. So for those of you that are comfortable trading the 15 and the 30-minute time frames, and your rules say that you just need a 4-hour uptrend. A lot of words there. Sol would be one I would watch as well. If I was going to trade the 15 and the 30 and I was happy with that 4-hour uptrend, perfect. And then ETH, we have that beautiful weekly pullback. I just wanted to show that to you because that does close next Monday. It'd be, imagine if ETH set a higher low, which would be awesome. And then we have Bitcoin, just on that too. Nothing to trade there on Bitcoin, but we have that beautiful trend on the 2-weekly time frame, and yeah, just really displays what the cradle zone does. And just quickly, because we're talking about the cradle zone, look what it showed us back in July. Price expands, price pulls back into the cradle zone, indicating to us a perfect pullback point. And look what it did. Boom. It took off. It was a monthly pullback. Cobb, otherwise known as TRADERCOBB, did call that. And that's how we can use the cradle zone, guys. I hope you're all well. Safe trading for this session coming up. And I will not see you before the weekend, but again, safe trading, keep your risk dial down. And remember, your best tool is patience. That's how professionals do it. As always, safe trading and take care, guys.